So we all know that one of the most important quality a game has to have its graphics fidelity. In today's video we are going to take a look over 3 things everybody can do to achieve astonishing graphics. Before getting into them, first let's talk about something that will be crucial and will influence whether you can use these tips or not. And that is the type of game you're going for. For example, games that will be low poly, realistic, or mostly anything that is 3D will be able to take advantage of these tips that we will talk about in a moment. While on the other side, most 2D won't be able to utilize them because 2D means sprites, sprites mean predefined colors and fake depth, and these two properties will play a major role. Okay, and now that we've settled this, it's time to get into those 3 tips. Number 1 is post-process. I know, this is a basic tip, but I was surprised to see how many people don't use such a powerful tool. No matter if the engine is Unreal Engine, Unity or any other engine, it is a simple tool that can easily enhance the visuals of a game. To demonstrate this better, let's take a look at an example. So this is a scene that I'm still working on, so don't judge if it's not looking good, in which I use the post-process volume. Now let's divide this into 2 sections. Color correction and additional effects. For the color correction I use the lookup table, also known as LUT. This is basically used instead of changing the saturation, gamma and all that. If you want to learn more about how to create and use your own LUTs, you can click on the card at the top right corner. And now for the second section, that being additional effects, here we have depth of field, bloom, ambient occlusion and so on. By enabling and tweaking these effects you can get awesome effects, helping the scene a lot. Getting into number 2, volumetric lighting. We are not yet going to quit this scene because having a demonstration for this one is good as well. So, this is how the scene looks with volumetric lighting on, and now let me disable it. As you can see, after disabling it, the scene looks worse, empty. Also, one big impact is that the god rays are less visible. And actually, that's one of the main reasons why many scenes and levels use volumetric lighting, for god rays and light beams. In Unreal Engine 4, to enable volumetric lighting, you will need to use the exponential height fog, and then enable the volumetric fog. Then you can tweak some values such as color, scattering distribution, extinction scale and view distance. So once again, volumetric lighting, a really powerful effect to achieve better depth in your scenes, separating lit areas from the unlit ones, easy to set up with many properties to tweak. And the last tip for today's video, variation. This tip is mostly aimed for environmental scenes such as forests, islands, mountains and so on, because these scenes need to look organic. Otherwise the scene will look fake. But the question is, how do we improve our variety? The easiest way to do this is by changing scale, rotation and of course position. But you can also achieve this by having multiple variations of the same mesh. So let's say you have 2 types of trees, both go and look good in the same scene. You can manually place these meshes, or if you want you can take this to the next level and you can also use a foliage tool. That's how it is called in Unreal Engine 4. I believe in CryEngine it is called vegetation tool, and also I don't think Unity has one by default. Basically a foliage tool will let you paint static meshes or prefabs with a random rotation and random scales between 2 float ranges. Now let's talk a little bit about Unreal Engine 4. Its foliage tool is actually recommended to be used because it uses instanced static meshes. A rough explanation of what instanced static meshes are is that basically you have only one mesh which is placed multiple times with the same properties, and because of these properties being the same, your CPU won't need to process multiple properties, saving a lot of performance. And this is pretty much everything. 3 simple steps that anyone can use. If you have any other tips, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Also, if you'd like to discuss these tips with me and the whole community, don't hesitate to join the Polyrealm Discord server. Also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with new videos. Thanks for watching and I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye.